Hello, hello, my beautiful little reality television raccoons, and welcome back to the Reality Reheat, the only place on the internet where we sift through the beautiful, beautiful trash of reality TV to find the shiniest, most dramatic morsels. I'm your host, Chloe, and I have a fresh pot of coffee, a fresh pot of gossip, and a brand new show that has already sent my soul into orbit. Chloe, oh friends, I thought I had seen it all. I've witnessed the 90-day fiancés, the 1,000-pound sisters, the women who are addicted to eating couch cushions. I thought TLC had scraped the absolute bottom of the barrel, sanded it down, and sold it for parts. But I was wrong. So wrong. Because last night, they gifted us with a pilot episode for a show that is so perfectly, exquisitely unhinged that it might just be their magnum opus. Chloe, get ready, everyone. Buckle up. Today we're diving headfirst into the buttercream-slathered, sprinkle-coated, existential crisis that is Baylen's Cupcake adventure. Part 1. Who in the TLC heck is Baylen? Baylen, on the show My Name is Baylen. I'm 42 years old, and for the last 20 years, I've been an actuary. I calculate risk. I live in a world of spreadsheets, data points, and predictable outcomes. He sighs dramatically, staring out a window. But my soul craves chaos. My soul craves sprinkles. Chloe, okay, pause. Right off the bat, we have our protagonist. This is Baylen. He's an actuary. He literally calculates the statistical likelihood of disaster for a living. And now, he has chosen to invite disaster into his own home in the form of a televised baking show. The irony is so thick you could frost a cake with it. TLC, you magnificent monsters, you've done it again. Baylen, view on the show I've cashed in my 401k. I've said goodbye to predictable premiums. I'm taking my life savings and starting my own cupcake business from scratch. My dream is to open a mobile cupcake truck called the Rolling Scone. Chloe, the Rolling Scone. He wants to open a cupcake truck called the Rolling Scone. Not the Rolling Cupcake. Not Baylen's buttercream buggy. No, a cupcake truck, named after a scone. Chloe, this man is my new everything. He is a beautiful, chaotic disaster of branding, and I am so here for it. So, the premise is simple. Baylen, a man whose entire life has been about avoiding risk, is risking it all on a dream he seems to know absolutely nothing about. It has all the classic TLC ingredients. A person with a quirky hyperfixation, a questionable financial decision, and the ever-present, looming threat of utter failure. Let's get into the episode. Baylen Out Loud, okay. Day 1. The first official day of Baylen's Cupcake adventure. The goal for today is simple. Perfect the signature cupcake. The one that will put the Rolling Scone on the map. I'm thinking a lemon meringue pie cupcake. It's classic, it's elegant, it's sophisticated. It's everything I wasn't in my past life. Chloe, okay, I respect the ambition. Lemon meringue pie is not a beginner's cupcake. You've got the cake, the curd filling, the toasted meringue topping. It's a structural engineering challenge. This is like deciding you want to learn to swim, and your first lesson is crossing the English Channel. But our boy Baylen is confident. What could possibly go wrong? Aunt Deborah, Baylen dear, I brought you my famous 7-layer tuna casserole for encouragement. It's mostly mayonnaise. Baylen, forcing a smile, oh, Aunt Deborah. Thank you. You really shouldn't have. Aunt Deborah peers at his pristine workspace. So this is it? This is what you threw your pension away for? Little cakes. Your father, God rest his soul, would be so confused. Chloe, and there she is. The antagonist. Every hero needs a villain. And for Baylen, it's not a rival baker or a ruthless food critic. It's his own Aunt Deborah and her weaponized mayonnaise casserole. Deborah is the human embodiment of every doubt Baylen has ever had. She is the ghost of spreadsheets past. She is the menace in this meringue-based adventure, and honestly, the show just got 10 times better. Baylen Out Loud, so I've read that copper bowls are essential for stabilizing egg whites. It's a chemical reaction. The copper ions bond with a protein in the whites called conalbumin, preventing them from bonding too tightly. It creates a more stable, voluminous foam. The science is fascinating. Chloe, see? That's the actuary in him. He can't just whip some egg whites. He has to explain the molecular science behind it. This man is a beautiful nerd, and I must protect him. Aunt Deborah, in my day we just used a fork and a bit of elbow grease. And we didn't complain. Are you sure you shouldn't add a bit of tuna juice to that? For flavor? Baylen, twitching, I'm sure, Aunt Deborah. Very sure. Chloe, laughing so hard she has to wipe a tear from her eye. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That single frame is art. It belongs in the Louvre. The sheer, unadulterated disapproval. The meringue dripping from her perfectly coiffed perm. This is not just a baking show. This is a Shakespearean tragedy unfolding in a suburban kitchen. Baylen, on the show Welcome to Baylen's Bites. This is the part of the show where I test the results and analyze the data. On the left, we have attempt number 1. Baylen, as you can see, we had a failure to launch. The leavening agent, baking powder, clearly didn't activate properly. This could be due to old powder or improper incorporation. The texture is dense, gummy. It's a lemon-flavored hockey puck. We'll score that a 1.2 out of 10 for edibility. Chloe, I love that he's scoring them. He's turned his baking failures into a spreadsheet. He has not left the actuary life behind. He has simply reapplied its principles to cake. This is his coping mechanism. Baylen, attempt number 2. Here I overcompensated. I cranked the oven temperature to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, hoping for a better rise. Instead, I created a cupcake volcano. The outside is carbonized, yet the interior remains a liquid batter. It's a geological disaster. We will score this as 0.5. At least the hockey puck was uniformly cooked. Chloe, a geological disaster. This is the most dramatic baking analysis I've ever heard. Gordon Ramsay just calls people idiot sandwiches. Baylen performs a full forensic audit on his failed cupcakes. I'm learning so much about science and also about sadness. And finally, attempt number 7. After recalibrating my oven temperature and adjusting the liquid to flour ratio, we have a cupcake. Let's try it, Baylen. The curd injection was conservative. He says, as if he's describing a low-risk stock portfolio. He put, like, a single teardrop of lemon curd in that cupcake. The cake is moist. The meringue is present. The lemon flavor is subtle. Baylen, it's fine. It's an acceptable baked good. Aunt Deborah, from off-screen, sounds like a real moneymaker, dear. Baylen, forcing a bright smile, it's a solid foundation to build upon. The data is promising. End of Baylen's Bites. Chloe, oh my God, did you see that? The mask slipped. For 1 second, we saw the real Baylen. The terrified, overwhelmed man who has just realized that his 401k is now a subtly flavored, acceptable baked good. This is the moment he realized he might have made a horrible, horrible mistake. This is the emotional core of the show. It's not about cupcakes. It's about a man's quiet desperation, and I am eating it up with a spoon. A very large, emotionally invested spoon. Part 4. The Sprinkles of Despair. Baylen Out Loud, a cupcake is more than just a cake. It's an experience. The visual appeal is a critical data point in the customer satisfaction matrix. Today, we're exploring decorative techniques. I want the cupcake to say whimsical, but also structurally sound. Chloe, structurally sound whimsy. That's what I'm going to call my new aesthetic. He wants to be fun, but in a way that can be quantified and relied upon. Baylen, okay, that's not optimal. The viscosity of the buttercream seems too high, and my hand is unsteady. Note to self, research beta blockers for piping. Chloe, he wants to medicate himself for better frosting swirls. This man is a problem solver. A deeply troubled, potentially over-medicated problem solver. Aunt Deborah, Baylen, I found your baby pictures. Look at you. So happy. You love calculating things even then. You used to line up your Cheerios by color. You had a future. Now look at you, playing with edible paste. Baylen, decorating is a science too, and Deborah. It's about pressure and angles and fluid dynamics. Aunt Deborah, is that what you're going to tell the bank when they repossess your house? But the fluid dynamics were fascinating. Chloe, savage. Aunt Deborah is a savage. She is a one-woman wrecking ball of emotional support. She is the reason this man is going to need therapy. And I am the reason TLC is going to get a full season order, because I will riot if this show is not picked up. Baylen, looking defeated, gives up on the piping bag. He grabs a container of rainbow sprinkles and just dumps the entire thing onto the cupcake. It's a mountain of sprinkles. The cupcake is no longer visible. Baylen, staring at the sprinkle-pocalypse he has created, whimsical. Chloe, that's it. That's the image of the series. A man who has lost all control, buried under a mountain of forced whimsy. The sprinkles represent his broken dreams. Each tiny, colorful piece of sugar is a tear he cannot cry. Am I overanalyzing this? Absolutely. Am I wrong? I don't think so. This is High Art. Part 5. A glimmer of hope and a questionable mascot. Lily, on the phone. Hi, Uncle Baylen. Mom said you quit your boring number job to make cupcakes. Did you make any today? Baylen, trying to sound upbeat. I did, sweetie. I made some lemon ones. Lily, can I see? Lily, gasping with delight. Wow. It has 1,000,000 sprinkles. It's the best cupcake I've ever seen. Can you make me one for my birthday? Baylen, yes, sweetie. I can do that. I can make you a whole bunch. Chloe, and there it is. The glimmer of hope. The reason he's doing all this. It's not about spreadsheets or profits. It's about creating joy. It's about making a little girl happy with a mountain of sprinkles. Okay, TLC, you got me. You roped me in with the promise of a train wreck, and now you're making me feel genuine emotions for the actuary baker. I see your game and I respect it. Baylen Out Loud, okay. The data from day one was mixed. We experienced multiple points of failure, but we also identified a key target demographic, the 8-year-old girl market. They respond positively to high-volume sprinkle application. The business plan is adapting. The mission continues. The rolling scone needs a mascot. Something that says fun, but also fiscally responsible. Baylen, I call him Mr. Cupcake Gaines. Chloe stares at the screen, speechless for a full 10 seconds. Chloe, Mr. Cupcake Gaines. Chloe, he drew a cupcake CPA and named him Mr. Cupcake Gaines. Chloe, a 12-episode season. Greenlight it. Give him a spin-off. I want a documentary about the making of his pilot. I want to interview Aunt Deborah. I want a full psychological profile of Mr. Cupcake Gaines. This is the best, worst, most painfully human thing I have ever seen. Conclusion, why we need this show. Chloe, okay, jokes aside, why am I so obsessed with this? Because on the surface, it's a silly little show about a guy who's bad at baking. But underneath, it's shockingly relatable. Who among us hasn't felt trapped in a life that was safe and predictable, but deeply unfulfilling? Who hasn't dreamed of throwing it all away to do something they're passionate about, even if they're terrified? Chloe, Baylen is all of us. He is our anxiety, our imposter syndrome, our desperate need for a creative outlet. He is our fear of failure, personified by a mayonnaise-wielding ant. And his journey, his cupcake adventure, is a ridiculous, sprinkle-coated hero's journey. He's fighting his own dragons. They just happen to be poorly formulated buttercream and a lack of brand identity. Chloe, will the rolling scone ever hit the road? Honestly, I have my doubts. The name alone is a marketing nightmare. But I don't even care. I will watch every single second of Baylen's attempt. I will analyze every Baylen's bite. I will flinch at every Baylen Out Loud confession. Chloe, so, my final verdict on the pilot of Baylen's Cupcake Adventure? It's a masterpiece of cringe. It's an ode to the midlife crisis. It's a triumph of terrible ideas and pure intentions. And I am begging you, TLC, on behalf of reality TV raccoons everywhere, give us more. We need it. Get it. Need it. Chloe, all right, that's all the time we have for today. What did you think of Baylen? Do you have a better name for his cupcake truck? Do you think Mr. Cupcake Gaines will haunt my dreams forever? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the beautiful abyss. Until next time, stay messy. Gather round, my little connoisseurs of chaos, and welcome back to the Reality Reheat. I'm Chloe, and I've spent the last week mainlining coffee and rewatching the pilot of our new favorite show on a loop. I've dreamt of Mr. Cupcake games. I've had nightmares about Aunt Deborah's tuna casserole. But my suffering is over because TLC, in its infinite wisdom, heard our collective prayers and blessed us with a second episode. That's right, our boy is back. Last we saw Baylen, he had found his purpose in the joyful scream of his 8-year-old niece and unveiled a business mascot that will surely be studied by psychologists for generations. He survived day 1, but a cupcake business is not built in a day. The pilot was about the dream. Episode 2, My Friends, is about the harsh, rusty, questionably stained reality. Chloe, oh yes, wheels of woe. They aren't even trying to hide the impending doom. It's time to find a vehicle for the rolling scone. And if this episode is any indication, Baylen is about to roll right off a financial cliff. Let's dig in. Part 6, the food truck fiasco. Baylen Out Loud, a cupcake, is a perishable asset. The key to a successful mobile baked goods enterprise is minimizing transit time and maximizing market penetration. The truck is not just a vehicle, it is a mobile command center. It is the heart of the operation. I've analyzed the resale market, depreciation curves, and average mileage for decommissioned commercial vehicles. My budget is tight. The optimal intersection of affordability and reliability is statistically improbable. Chloe, he's created a flowchart that looks like he's planning a mission to Mars, but it's for buying a used van. He is approaching this with the grim determination of a man who knows the numbers are not in his favor. He's the only person in reality TV history to be stressed out by the actual reality of a situation before anything has even gone wrong. Slick Rick, Baylen, my man, heard you're looking to get into the mobile munchie game. Rick's the name, and certified pre-owned dreams are my game. What's your pleasure? Tacos? Tater tots? Tell me your vision. Baylen, adjusting his glasses well, it's a high-end, artisanal cupcake concept. I require a clean, reliable vehicle with stainless steel countertops, a convection oven, and a robust refrigeration system. Slick Rick slaps Baylen on the back. Cupcakes. Love it. Sweet. Simple. High profit margin. I've got the perfect little lady for ya. Follow me. Chloe. Oh no. Oh, I do not like Slick Rick. He looks like a piranha learned to walk and sell cars. Baylen, with his pocket protector and his honest, terrified eyes, is a sheep walking into a wolf's den. A wolf who probably resells lemons and calls them citrus-kissed opportunities. Slick Rick, here she is, the Taco Titan 2000. Solid bones on this gal. Sure, she smells a little nautical, but that's just the smell of past success. We can buff that fish right off. Imagine your little cakes in here. People will smell the lingering fried cod and think, ooh, a surf enter of cupcake. Innovative. Baylen, peeking inside. Is that a family of raccoons? Slick Rick, without missing a beat. Nah, those are just my furry security guards. They come with the truck. No extra charge. Chloe, his security guards. This man is a poet of prevarication. A maestro of mendacity. Baylen is literally staring at a biohazard on wheels, and Slick Rick is trying to sell him on the bonus vermin. This is amazing. Chloe, every truck is a new nightmare. Every vehicle is a rolling cry for help. Baylen is getting a real-world education in the difference between a depreciating asset on a spreadsheet and a truck that was very clearly the scene of a crime. He is not equipped for this level of human interaction. He needs to run. Run back to your spreadsheets, Baylen. They can't hurt you. Part 7. Serve safe and suffering. Baylen Out Loud food safety is paramount. I've already read the FDA's 242-page food code manual. The principles of hazard analysis and critical control points, or HACCP, are logically sound. I'm actually looking forward to the course. It will be a peer-reviewed affirmation of my own research. Chloe, oh, you sweet, naive summer child. You think a mandatory 8-hour food safety course in a community college basement is going to be a symposium of scientific minds. You are about to be introduced to the wonderful world of mandatory continuing education. Okay, listen up. Rule number 1. Wash your hands. You touch your face, you wash your hands. You touch your phone, you wash your hands. You think about touching something, you wash your hands. Any questions? Yes, a question about that. In the FDA manual, Section 2 to 301.14, it specifies a minimum hand-washing time of 20 seconds. However, it doesn't account for variations in water pressure or soap viscosity. Have there been any double-blind studies to determine if a low-foaming agent requires a longer duration to achieve the same level of microbial reduction? Just sing "Happy Birthday" twice and don't give people food poisoning. Next slide. Chloe, and there it is. The Clash of Titans. The immovable object of Baylen's intellectual curiosity versus the unstoppable force of Brenda's desire to just get through the day. He is trying to turn her class into a graduate-level microbiology seminar, and she is one smart aleck question away from committing a workplace safety violation. Brenda, the temperature danger zone is between 41 and 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep hot foods hot and cold foods cold. Got it. Baylen, raising his hand again, fascinating. This danger zone seems to be a simplified heuristic. Wouldn't the rate of bacterial growth be more accurately represented by the Arrhenius equation, which models the temperature dependence of reaction rates? The risk isn't a binary state, but rather a logarithmic curve. Are you planning on serving cupcakes or a lawsuit? Chloe, I am deceased. Brenda is my new spirit animal. She has no time for his logarithmic curves. This is the intellectual version of Aunt Deborah. While Deborah attacks his dreams, Brenda attacks his very method of understanding the world. He is being told that his complex, analytical brain is not an asset here, it is an annoyance. For Baylen, this is a crisis of identity. You stick it in the ice water. If it doesn't say 32 degrees, you turn this little nut here until it does. Simple. Baylen, muttering to himself, but audible to the camera mic, but that doesn't account for variations in atmospheric pressure or the potential for impurities in the water to alter its freezing point. The calibration could be off by a statistically significant margin. Brenda, you. Listen to me. If you say the word, statistically, one more time, I will fail you so hard you won't be legally allowed to make toast in your own home. Do you understand me? Chloe, he's been broken. Brenda, the food safety instructor, has broken our beautiful analytical boy. He has flown too close to the sun on wings of scientific inquiry, and his hubris has been melted by the hot, unforgiving glare of a woman who just wants to get to lunch. This is more compelling than anything on HBO.